he had a monster day out there. And at that point, I was like, this guy, Junior Seau, is absolutely unbelievable. What a football player.
This is a normal football mentality. So I would say Junior Seau was the first person I saw that I was like, okay, that's not normal.
I would not be here sitting talking if it weren't for Junior Seau. That guy inspired me more than anybody on this planet.
Some players dominate the stat sheet, others dominate respect. Junior Seau was the kind of player NFL legends still speak about in a different tone. Relentless, emotional, everywhere on the field. A leader whose impact couldn't be measured by tackles alone. When the greatest players to ever step on an NFL field talk about him, one name rises first. A quarterback who faced him, prepared for him, and felt his presence every Sunday.
I remember my first long trip, 2002, we were playing the Chargers in San Diego. I think we were 3-0 at the time. And I was thinking, man, we come off a Super Bowl and winning Super Bowl 36. I was like, we're going to be undefeated. We were playing good football. So we flew out to San Diego and we weren't sure who was going to play. I think Junior Seau had like a high ankle sprain. So no one thought he was playing. It was a beautiful day. We got out there and Junior Seau comes running out of the tunnel in the old San Diego stadium, and he got the whole crowd so fired up. He ended up playing, and he had a monster day out there. And at that point, I was like, this guy, Junior Seau, is absolutely unbelievable. What a football player. We ended up losing that day. I threw 2 interceptions that day. Donnie Edwards caught an interception. Then I tried to throw a throw to the field, a hard throw, which Belichick said, listen, don't try to throw over this corner. He's pretty tall and long. And I tried to throw it over the top. Of course, he picked it off.
And then there's the voice that brought the fire from the field to the mic. A linebacker who played the game loud, physical, and unapologetic. When he talks football, it's raw, real, and straight from the trenches. Channing Crowder.
Oh, easy for me. My man, buddy, Junior Seau. I get to camp with the Dolphins. 3rd round pick, come in, the OTAs and all that start, so I'm out there. And I said it like I was the weak link because it was Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Junior Seau, and myself with the 4 linebackers. And I'm studying the playbook. I'm getting the playbook down. I'm doing all the stuff, getting all the checks, all the verbiage of everything. First padded practice, Junior just runs up and starts yelling, apple, 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 apple. And I didn't know what was going on because there was no apple check. I found out that he would just yell out words. The first letter is the gap he's about to blitz in.
That's dope.
Apple, Baby, and Charlie. And no matter what the call was, no matter what was going on, what defensive set schematics we were in, if Junior Seau saw something that he could take advantage of, and it was in the A gap, he'd yell Apple, Baby, B gap, Charlie, C gap. And he would make a play every time.
Greatness.
12-time All-Pro, Hall of Famer, first ballot. But when I saw what he was doing and I didn't know how he was doing it, I said, this is why he's Junior Seau. And this is late in his career. This is after San Diego. This is when he got to Miami. But that's when I said, okay.
He one of them ones.
Yeah. This is a normal human being. This is a normal football mentality. So I would say Junior Seau was the first person I saw that I was like, okay, that's not normal.
And then there's the mind behind the machine. No flash, no noise, just preparation, discipline, and winning at the highest level. When he speaks, it's not hype, it's football truth. Bill Belichick.
Junior was, obviously had a tremendous career in football, high school, college, professionally. I'm very fortunate to have had the opportunity to coach Junior and coach him for a number of years. We had a lot of great experiences together. Nobody loved the game more than Junior did. Had a smile on his face every day, but he worked hard. He's in the building at 6 a.m. Watching film, trying to find keys on offensive linemen and tips that would help him. He had a great energy and passion for the game. I'll never forget that. He meant a lot to me, meant a lot to our team, meant a lot to the sport of professional football. And, and I have a great great admiration and respect for him and his family, and wish them well. I know it's a difficult situation. Junior Seau is he is the Hall of Fame. I mean that's what a football player is Junior Seau.
Some players make the highlight reel, others change the way the game is played. Every detail matters, every decision counts. This is where strategy meets instinct, and the game becomes more than just a game.
I remember I was at the Capitol Grill my rookie year, and I grew up, in Northern California, where we had a lot of Polynesian players growing up, so you always knew all the Polynesian greats. Junior Seau was like a Polynesian great. And I just remember we all loved him. Even though he was a San Diego Charger, everyone loved Junior Seau. And my parents felt that way. Everyone knew Junior Seau. And my rookie year, I got to play with them. And we were at the Capitol Grill. I took my parents out to dinner, and Junior rolled up, and it was like December. Junior rolled up. It was freezing. And he rolled up in shorts and flip-flops. And he came and he saw my parents, and he goes, "I just want to say you guys raised a hardworking young man that's going to have a great future in this league," and something like that. And my parents were at awe, and it was so cool for him to take the time out to do that. That was a really cool gesture.
That is.
And he was awesome. He'd be playing the ukulele and in the locker room. He was a grinder, and it's sad that we don't have him anymore. Love Junior.
Well, my first practice, my encounter with Junior Seau, mini camp, probably my first play getting in, I had to block him. And I seen this guy running all over the field, yelling, and he was in that A-gap like he loves to be in. And, we're not in pads. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'll just fit him up, put my hands on, and he ran me over, knocked my helmet off, put my butt on the grass. And that's my one lasting memory, my first encounter with Junior Seau.
And then comes the hitter. Fearless, physical, and always in the right place at the right time. He didn't just play the game, he punished it, mastered it, and left a mark every time he stepped on the field. Rodney Harrison.
I would not be here sitting talking if it weren't for Junior Seau. That guy inspired me more than anybody on this planet. He outworked everybody I played against or I played with. I asked Junior, I said, "Junior, why do you run around so hard and so fast in practice?" He says, "Well, I get paid to practice. I play the games for free." He says, "Well, anybody can go to a game and get excited to play in front of 70,000. But what happens on a Thursday when you're tired and you're sore? And when you practice like that, it's infectious to all your teammates. It holds them accountable and it makes you better." I said, "You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to emulate Junior Seau."
Every movement tells a story. Every formation hides a secret. Behind the tackles and touchdowns lies a mind always calculating, always anticipating. This is the game few see, the game within the game.
Jonathan, man.
You got any Junior stories?
I mean, I don't really have any Junior Seau stories.
I got one.
I never played with him. I actually never met him in my life, but I just heard great things about him, how he's such a great teammate. But just one story I've heard about him is that he didn't know anyone's name ever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like similar to a lot of people in the NFL because there's just such a revolving door and so many players coming in and out and coaches as well. But he would just call everyone like dude, like
No, buddy.
no buddy. That's what it was.
Buddy.
Yo, what's up, buddy? And then like even like a guy that he's been playing with for a couple of weeks, he just walked by and be like, "What's up, buddy? How you doing, buddy?" So I've just heard great things about him.
Buddy.
That's one of the stories I heard about him. But he just called everyone buddy, and I just heard he was such a great dude and loved surfing.
The field shows only the action, but the mind behind it sees patterns, possibilities, and potential. This is where instinct meets intellect, and the story of football unfolds in every detail.
You know, for Junior and myself, it goes back to me being a kid at San Diego State and having, you know, the first round draft pick star player at the San Diego Chargers kind of explained to me life in San Diego and things that I could do off the field to make my brand better and to make me a better person. You know, that's the person that people are not going to get to know. They're not going to have the pleasure of meeting, but all in all, his football accomplishments and how long he played speaks for itself. And that will be put on display Saturday at NFL Honors when we hear his name called as one of the inductees to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Bill Belichick.
Hall of Fame.
Bill Belichick, when I asked him, said Junior Seau is the Hall of Fame. How about just the style of the way he played the game?
You know, when you just think about for me, playing against him was difficult. I never got a chance to play with him, but everybody talks about how infectious he was, how energetic he was, and you saw that in his play. But he embodied the game. When you hear people say, play every down like it's your last down, Junior literally did that.
Football is more than just a game. It's passion, preparation, and the pursuit of greatness. From the rookies finding their way to legends defining eras, every tackle, every throw, every decision tells a story. These are the players, the coaches, the minds that change the game on the field and beyond. And as the next generation steps up, the legacy continues. The stories, the rivalries, the triumphs, they live on. This is more than football. This is the heart of the game, and it's just getting started.